Imagine this. You trade away your future, give up your young superstar, invest nearly a decade of hope, and still come up empty-handed. Now, add to that the possibility of your franchise being hit with one of the harshest penalties in NBA history, all because of Kawhi Leonard. That's right, the Clippers could be on the verge of paying a price far greater than anyone imagined, and not just in money. We're talking picks, reputation, maybe even Kawhi himself. So buckle up, because today we're breaking down the true cost of Kawhi Leonard. All right, let's rewind for a second. Remember the summer of 2019? Kawhi Leonard was fresh off one of the most legendary playoff runs we've ever seen. He dragged the Toronto Raptors to their first NBA championship, hit one of the most iconic shots in league history against the Sixers, and was being talked about as the best player in the world. So when Kawhi hit free agency, the whole NBA froze. Where would he go? Stay in Toronto? Join LeBron and AD with the Lakers? Or carve out his own path? Well, he shocked the world. Kawhi chose the Clippers. But here's the kicker. He didn't come alone. Kawhi made it clear he wanted Paul George by his side. That demand forced the Clippers to mortgage their future, sending 5 first-round picks plus Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to OKC. And let's not forget, Shai is now that guy. He just won MVP and Finals MVP. Meanwhile, the Clippers are still ringless. From the start, the Clippers were all in. This was supposed to be their golden era. But instead, it's been injury after injury, early playoff exits, and now, potential scandal. Here's where things get spicy. According to reports, Steve Ballmer, the richest owner in sports, by the way, may have found a backdoor way to pay Kawhi more than the NBA salary cap would allow. The allegations say Kawhi received $28 million through LK2 Aspire LLC. That's a company listing him as its manager, from a bankrupt sustainability company called Aspiration. Now, why would a struggling company give Kawhi that kind of money? Well, apparently, Aspiration got a $50 million cash boost from Steve Ballmer. You see the problem? On top of that, Kawhi allegedly received another $20 million in company shares. When you add it up, it looks like Kawhi may have had a no-show job or outside deal set up just to sneak him extra cash. That's a direct violation of NBA salary cap rules. And let's be clear, if this is true, it's not just shady, it's illegal in NBA terms. We're talking cap circumvention. And the NBA doesn't play with that. They've already hired a law firm to investigate, which means this isn't just smoke, there's fire.
Now, let me take you back in time to explain how bad this could get. Remember the Joe Smith scandal in 2000? The Minnesota Timberwolves tried to game the system. They gave Smith a series of cheap one-year contracts with a secret agreement that once they had his bird rights, they'd hook him up with a massive $80 million deal. The NBA found out. What happened? Boom! Smith's contract was voided. The Wolves lost 5 first-round picks, later reduced to 3. Their owner was suspended, and Kevin McHale, their GM, had to step aside. Oh, and they got hit with a fine. That crippled the franchise for years, and honestly, it played a huge role in Kevin Garnett eventually leaving Minnesota. So, if Adam Silver decides to drop the hammer here, the Clippers could be facing a very similar punishment. Act 4. The fallout. What could happen to the Clippers? Now, let's talk outcomes. Best case scenario? The Clippers get slapped with a fine. Ballmer wouldn't care. He's got more money than some countries. But the middle ground? Loss of draft picks. Imagine 3, maybe even more first-rounders gone. Combine that with the 5 they already gave up for Paul George, and we're talking about 8 or more first-round picks lost, all tied to Kawhi Leonard. That's insane. Worst case scenario? The NBA voids Kawhi's contract. Can you imagine that chaos? Kawhi suddenly becomes a free agent, and knowing how this league works, you just know the Lakers or some other contender would swoop in and grab him for the minimum. That would be one of the wildest plot twists in NBA history.
Here's my honest take. The Clippers had to do it. Back in 2019, every single team in the NBA would have moved heaven and earth to get Kawhi Leonard. He was that guy. The problem isn't the decision, it's the execution and the fallout. Injuries happen, bad luck happens, but if the NBA proves Ballmer and the Clippers tried to cheat the system, that's not bad luck. That's greed. That's arrogance. And the league cannot let that slide. Because here's the truth. If the Clippers get away with this, every other owner is going to start cooking up creative side deals for their stars. And suddenly, the salary cap means nothing. So if I'm Adam Silver, I'm thinking big. Not just fines, not just picks. I'm thinking about making an example out of the Clippers. So here's what I want to know from you guys. Do you think the NBA should void Kawhi Leonard's contract if these allegations are true? Or should the Clippers just be fined and lose some picks? Because one way or another, this saga is shaping up to be one of the wildest stories in NBA history. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're a Clippers fan, my heart goes out to you.
This has been one of the most fascinating sagas in recent NBA history. And trust me, we're only scratching the surface. If you want to stay updated on the Kawhi investigation and all the wild twists and turns happening around the league, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, stay tuned because this NBA season is already looking crazy.